Welcome back to Mythological Mondays. As always, grab some meat, sit down by the fire, and let's enjoy a story. So, last time I told you about the story of how Sleipnir came to be. Today's story is going to be an important one, and concerns another of Loki's children, Fenrir. So, it came to pass that Loki would have 3 children, Jormungandr, Hel, and Fenrir. When the gods learned that these children had been nourished in Jotunheimr, and that these children were fated to bring about great misfortune, Odin called upon the Aesir to go and collect all of Loki's children. As soon as they arrived, Odin cast the serpent into the great abyss where he would grow and lay about all the land, all of Midgardr. Odin then cast Hel into Niflheim, where she rules over and distributes the dead of all the worlds from her hold in Eljuni. Fenrir alone was chosen by the gods to be raised in Osgardr. And even then, Tyr alone was the only god who dared to feed Fenrir fresh meat. As the non-past slipped into the past, the wolf grew bigger and bigger every day. And then one day, the seer saw that Fenrir was to be the god's doom. The Aesir in response decided that Fenrir should be bound, and so they made the strong fetter Landingar. They brought this fetter to Fenrir and told him to try your strength against it. Strong wolf, and you need to prove how strong you are. Thinking that nothing could overcome him, Fenrir struggled and sculled against the fetter until finally it snapped. After this, the Aesir made a second fetter, stronger by 2.5, called Dromi. This they presented to Fenrir, stating that if such great workmanship could not hold him, then he would be renowned throughout the land for such great strength. Fenrir noticed the strength of the fetter, but he considered that his own strength had grown from breaking Lendiga, and that to become famous, he must expose himself to some danger. Thus he let the fetter be laid upon him. Once the Aesir were ready, Fenrir struggled ferociously against it. He bashed and then he dashed, until finally he broke the fetter. And so it is said that when anything is exceedingly hard, that is, that one should loose out of Ledigar or to dash out of Dromi. After that, the Aesir feared that they would never be able to bound the wolf. But the Olfodr had one more trick up his sleeve. He sent Froyar's messenger, Skirnir, down to the land of the Black Elves, to fashion a fur fetter called Gleipnir. It was made of 6 things: the noise a cat makes in a footfall, the beard of a woman, the roots of a rock, the sinews of a bear, and the breath of a fish, as well as the spittle of a bird. This fetter, when fastened, was soft and smooth as silk ribbon, and strong, as we shall see. Then the Aesir, thanking Skirnir, went down to the lake called Arnsvarnir, pitch black, to an island called Lungvi, an overgrown place. There they summoned the wolf and showed him the ribbons and bade him to burst it. Fenrir, seeing the silken rope, sees no reason to try it, for if it is just a silken rope there will be no glory in breaking it. Yet if it's a trick, then the silk shall never come upon his feet. The Aesir respond that if he broke iron, then surely he could break silk. But if he weren't able to, then they would untie him, since he could surely not then frighten the gods. Fenrir, suspecting a trick, said that he would only do it if one of the gods laid a hand in his mouth, as a pledge of good faith. Each of the Aesir looked to their neighbor, none of them willing to part with their hand. That is, until Tyr stretched out his right hand and laid it in the wolf's mouth. Once the rope was tied and taut, Fenrir rushed out, and Tyr lost his hand. When the Aesir saw that Fenrir was finally bound, they took the chain called Gelgja and passed it through the great rock called Gjol and fixed it deep within the earth. Then they took a great stone called Viveti and used it as a fastening pin. The wolf gaped terribly and strove to bite them. Finally the guards caught his jaws in a sword and used it to gag him. Thus he waits till Ragnarok. If you enjoyed this tale, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like to learn more about heathenry or just hang out, my Discord will be linked below. And until next time.